My name is Robert Fogarty, and I take people's portraits, but they aren't just any portraits. In my project, Dear World, I ask people to share one message to someone or something that they care about. But it's a little different, because everyone writes that message on their skin. The project started in New Orleans, where I ran around the city and I asked everyone that I met to write the city a love letter. But something really important happened. A guy taps me on the shoulder and he says, "Hey, can I do something a little different?" And he comes back into our frame for his portrait and he's crying. His wife uncovers his bare chest and reveals the words, "cancer-free." It was in that moment that I knew that these stories could be much bigger, that we all have hopes and fears and losses and joy, and that this is just one other way to express our desires to be heard. I've now had the great opportunity to have thousands of people share their stories, from Syrian refugees to survivors of the Boston Marathon. Everyone I ask, the same thing. Share something about yourself or to somebody you love. What I'm most proud of about the project is that we've found a service to deliver to corporations and private organizations. People invite me from around the country to share stories of people I've met and to take the portraits of their employees or their clients or their friends. As I tell stories from the stage, like Tim Brennan, who saved his neighbor in Hurricane Sandy, or Celeste Corcoran, who lost her legs at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, I ask attendees to start to think about themselves and the things that they care about and the people that they love. We gather up later that evening and we take their own portraits. And in that process, it's pretty incredible to see that colleagues, managers, and friends are writing on each other. Because the funny thing about this process is everyone has a story, but you can't write it directly on yourself. You have to share that with someone else. And then at the end of that, the formality is to take the portrait. People often ask me what they should write or how they should write it. And what's most important is whatever someone writes, is that if someone asks, "Why'd you write it?" you can tell a personal story that matters to you. These are your stories. But what we found is that these are our stories. We learn something new about our colleagues and our friends and ourselves. All that matters is, I think we provide an incredible service to hear the stories of your attendees. Because we all have stories, and we all have voices, and they all deserve to be heard. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.